Hello, I'm Itty Bitty Cherry, and today I'm going to be trying the cheapest and the most expensive canal cruises in Amsterdam. The absolute cheapest cruise that I could find was a 1-hour tour with Stroma. I booked on the same day and I was able to get it for €14.50. However, when I looked it up again, it was €1 extra, so make sure to book in advance to get that discounted rate. The website makes it look like it's on sale from €21, but I'm confident that this is just a marketing trick because there's a permanent sign outside that says the $14.50 price. The tour was a little hard to find because the logos and the names didn't match, and it's wedged between multiple other canal cruise tours, so the sign with the pricing is actually what helped me find it. Checking in, however, was very easy. I just showed them the QR code from my email. I boarded the tour boat and they told me to sit anywhere I'd like.
Hello there.
Hi! Do you need a ticket? She already checked them. Okay. Yes. Yeah, it's a ticket.
Scan over there? Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I honestly have no idea what that guy said to me, but I just went for the first open seat that I saw. My first reaction to the boat was that it was actually very nice. It was definitely more aesthetic than some of the other boats that I've seen on the canal tours, and the windows were a really nice 360 view into the city. The seats were comfortable, and so was the temperature, which is I think why they provided these squeegee things, because I can imagine that maybe when the boat gets full that the windows get a little foggy. This didn't happen during my tour though. We left 5 minutes late from Central Station and began the tour in the bay. It was a typical cloudy day in Amsterdam, so the views weren't great. We were also a bit far from any interesting buildings and the skyline. That quickly changed once we headed the Jordan neighborhood. I really enjoyed seeing all the houseboats from this perspective. A lot of them had their windows open and I felt like I got to see a little glimpse into their lives. Eventually they pointed out that you were able to see all the bridges from this viewpoint. However, because of where I was sitting, I can only see the back of everybody's head. At one point also, I believe they announced that you were supposed to kiss your lover under the skinny bridge. However, they only announced it after you had passed the skinny bridge. We arrived back at the dock 30 minutes late and there was a crowd of people waiting for us there. Here's my initial thoughts off the boat.
I just finished the cheapest canal cruise in Amsterdam. I ended up showing up like 5 minutes before it was supposed to leave, even though in the email it said 15 minutes was the last check-in before you could leave. It was fine. I was able to get on the boat with no issues. This was just my experience. I was able to just walk right on. I had the QR code sent to my email and I used that to check in. My first thoughts are the boat was clean. I didn't have to wait in line, which was nice. However, as you can see behind me, people are waiting in line for the next sailing. I don't know if that's because we came in late or if that's the normal thing. It wasn't really an audio tour. There was definitely infrequent bits of information about the structure and the history of Amsterdam. The tour guide didn't really speak. He did a few times to add in some information that wasn't in the audio recordings. A little bit dry, but I wouldn't say that it was a negative. So you want to ask questions during the cruise, I would say that this is not the one for you because there just isn't the opportunity to do that. But overall, I feel like it was a pretty good bang for your buck. It ended up going like an hour and a half also, even though it was only supposed to be for an hour. The other positive is that the boat was warm. I wasn't cold the entire trip. I took off my coat. Other people were wearing theirs, but I felt comfortable enough that I did not have to wear my coat. I feel like the views were pretty good. It started off a little slow. We ended up just seeing the station. If you do get on this cruise, I would recommend being on the port side of the boat because you'll get to see all the bridges that we weren't able to see on our side of the boat. I feel like the views in general were a lot better on the port side, and I wish I had known that before. But yeah, I feel like pretty good deal. Good experience, but I'm excited for the next cruise tomorrow, the expensive cruise.
On the way back to my Airbnb, I ended up seeing this open air boat for €22.
All I could say is that I'm really glad I did not take that boat. No fucking way. You couldn't pay me €22 to spend an hour on that boat in the cold right now.
Oh, no gloves? Fuck that.
I also like that the price is on the front of the boat so you can see how much it was the whole time. Yeah, I spent €22 to be cold as fuck. I would not do that one. No way. Maybe in the summer, but yeah.
Now let's find the most expensive boat tour that Amsterdam has to offer. There are a ton of different themed boat tours that I found. Unlimited cheese, unlimited pizza, 420 friendly. But the most expensive boat tours seem to have a common theme. Romance. So I booked through Romantic Tours Amsterdam. They have 3 different options and I went with their most expensive, which was the Romantic Private Dinner Cruise. I went to book and was guided to their Google form. Here I got to choose what language I preferred, how many courses I wanted, and what I wanted for each course. Booking this definitely took more time than the cheaper cruise because I got to choose my courses in advance from 3 different restaurants, as well as additional add-ons, which are extensive. Champagne to roses to photo shoots, even live music, but I kept it simple. I arrived early at the meeting point and our tour guide Deep was dropping off another couple. His instructions made it very easy to find. I waited for a few minutes outside while he got the table ready. Then he invited me on the boat and gave me a very warm introduction. There was a beautiful bouquet of roses on the table, even though I didn't order them. And the boat was also decorated with roses on every corner. Throughout the tour, he kept checking in to make sure I was comfortable. I was a bit cold, so he moved the heater next to me. He He really cared about my preferences and kept asking if the music was okay, if I liked the lighting. The one add-on I requested was grape juice because I don't drink alcohol, and he came through. Even went to a specific health food store to find it. Just went totally above and beyond to cater to this request, which I really appreciated. I hadn't had grape juice in so long. On the way to the restaurants, he pointed out landmarks and important buildings, as well as interesting little tidbits of information. We got to the first restaurant, which was Johan's. Ordered the smoked salmon with dill tops, cucumber, and cured lemon. Presentation was absolutely stunning. It tasted really fresh, and this isn't something I would normally order, but I liked it more than I thought that I would. All of the flavors paired beautifully, and of course, our tour guide Deep made sure that I loved it. Also ordered the rendang with Madeira, onion, and potato. It was even better. The crunch, it was piping hot despite having to be brought onto the boat. I never had this before and was feeling adventurous, so I'm really glad that I tried it. After I finished the appetizers, we headed to the next restaurant, De Bechamel, for the entrees. Ordered their signature steak, the sirloin bechamel, with queen balettes, green beans, fond potatoes, and trompette de la mort sauce. And to compare, I ordered their tenderloin with fried foie gras, green asparagus, potato roasty, and fresh winter truffle Madeira gravy. It's very rare that I find a steak that I enjoy more than the ones that I make, and this is one of them. The tenderloin and the sirloin were out of this world, just absolutely delicious. The restaurant really knows what they're doing with textures and flavors. Again, everything came piping hot, nothing was cold. While I ate dinner, we cruised around and looked through people's windows, which Deep said is okay. Historically, that's how Amsterdammers would flex because their houses didn't have a lot of curb appeal. After dinner, we went back to Bechamel where we got the desserts. I ordered creme brulee with a sugared crust dough stalk. I ordered, I think it's called chocolate merlot, with miso caramel, hazelnut, and mocha ice cream. After dinner, I had high expectations for the dessert, and this restaurant exceeded them. Crunchy sugar dough stalk paired so nice with the creamy creme brulee. The hot lava cake went beautifully with the soft, smooth mocha ice cream. As you can see, like all of the other meals, still steaming. Ice cream cut like butter. Now that I live in Italy, I have pretty high standards for my ice cream. And I don't even like coffee, but this was still really good. Especially with that crunch. Ugh, delicious.
Here are my reactions for the expensive cruise. I mean, obviously this is going to be a more memorable and personalized experience. I feel like the information that I learned was so much better and more authentic. I also really got to know Deep and his life story. It was crazy to hear about all the trips that he's taken around the world. We also got the extra roses, and the decorations were nice. I don't know if the couple before me had ordered the roses, but it definitely added a nice touch. Food was incredible. Like really some of the best food that I've had in Amsterdam. He ended up providing me with grape juice that I asked for, which I totally didn't expect him to do. I really just asked out of curiosity because wine was one of the add-ons, and he didn't even charge me extra for the grape juice, so that was really nice. Got a pretty good deal for both of the cruises. The first one ended up being 30 minutes later, which is supposed to be a little bit extra money for that length of cruise, but got it for free. Also was offered a 15% discount because he wasn't able to do it on the date that I asked for. I ended up paying €100 less, which is a pretty good discount. Overall, I feel like it was definitely worth the money. I'm really glad that I didn't end up booking the music add-on. I think the boat is a little small and it would have been a little awkward. The only complaint that I have about the romantic cruise, which Deep, if you're hearing this, I'm so sorry because he asked me so many times. I was cold. I'm sorry. There was nothing he could do about it, so I didn't want to make him feel bad. He already moved the heater closer to me and he zipped everything up. I lived on a boat for 2 years, so I really understand. It was just a little chilly. Which of them is more worth the money? I think that really depends on you and what you prefer, how you're traveling and who you're traveling with. Do your research before you go so you know what you're signing up for. If you're with a partner, the romantic cruise is a beautiful date night to spend in Amsterdam. If you're solo traveling and you just want to get a different view of the city, I think the cheap tour is totally cool to take by yourself. There was nothing bad about it. The boat wasn't dirty, which I know I keep saying. I don't know why. I just expected it to be like a grungy boat considering it was like the cheapest one, but it was a nice boat. I was surprised. Both of the cruises definitely exceeded my expectations, and they're both nice options to explore Amsterdam from a different perspective. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Hopefully I can make some more travel videos in the future. I have a lot of fun trips coming up. I'd love to take you along with me.